Can you fly after an embryo transfer? A groundbreaking study published in September 2025 has tried to answer this question, which has long worried IVF patients. Does flying after embryo transfer reduce the chances of pregnancy success? This research was conducted at a fertility clinic in Sao Paulo, in Brazil, and provides reassuring evidence that air travel does not compromise IVF outcomes. What was the research designed? Researchers analyzed 2,135 embryo transfers performed between January 2019 and March 2022, dividing patients into two groups based on whether they traveled by airplane after the embryo transfer. This study included 1,751 patients who stayed local, 82.1%, and 383 patients who flew after treatment, 17.9%. This was a decent sample size. What were the key findings? The results were remarkably clear. No statistical differences between travelers and non-travelers in pregnancy outcome. Pregnancy rates were virtually identical at 62.14 for those who flew versus 61.99 for those who stayed local. Implantation rates were slightly higher in the flying group, 38.65% compared to 34.58% in the non-flying group. Although this difference was not statistically significant, miscarriage rates also showed no meaningful difference between both the groups. These findings go hand in hand with our understanding of the implantation process. When the embryo is transferred in the uterus, it must attach to the uterine lining in a process called implantation. This biological mechanism is remarkably robust and occurs at a cellular level, making it unlikely that normal physical activities like air travel should interfere with the process. The embryo essentially takes root in the uterine wall and through complex molecular interactions which are not disrupted by gentle movements associated with world travel. This research has significant implications for the growing field of medical tourism in fertility treatments. From a clinical application, we can give more reassuring evidence when we counsel patients after embryo transfers that they can travel. Why is this study limited? It has a strong evidence, it's retrospective in design, and that always leads to a certain amount of questioning. What we still do not know is what is the length of travel, how long is the travel, the traveling conditions, and all those are still not being seen. In conclusion, this research reasonably demonstrates that flying after embryo transfer does not negatively impact IVF outcomes, and patients may make the travel arrangements without having a concern about embryo transfer affecting or travel affecting the embryo transfer.